share this with... Okay. Hey guys, Deju22 here, and it is time for Game 2 of the World Series on Blue Toad Baseball because it's time! Just want to say hello to everyone that's watching this, and let me just share this with my Discord, so BRB and the notification squad. Okay. Alright, let's see who we have here. Hopefully we don't have too many problems here. Melissa! Great to see you! Hope everything's going well, MG. But it's great to see you. Oh. I'm happy to see you as well, definitely. Okay. Let me just let the those who are in this game know, but other than that, though, it's always nice to see you, and I hope life is treating you well. Like, I know how it is, well, with the combination of work and school. I mean, I know that while work is tough enough as it is, I mean, obviously the school makes it, well, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's doable, but it takes up a lot of your time. So I definitely understand you're just focusing on your life, and I appreciate it. And also, hey, what's up, Chris Clark? My brother says hi, by the way. Well, I just want to say hello to um, um, what is it? Mario Girl? I forgot your brother's previous namesake. Mario Rock, that's it. Uh, I want to say hello to him as well. And also, hey, what's up, Chris Clark? And James Gamer, how are you guys doing? Yes, I see that you're back, and it's been a while, man. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Okay, making sure that the Wi-Fi is still good. All right, cool. All right, let me check on the chat really quick. Hey. Oh. And then James is saying he's good. Hey, I'm happy that you're doing well, man. Definitely. And let me see, who do I need to get? So there's me, and then there's Brandon. Let me see if he's in the chat really quickly. You got a job? Hey, I'm happy you got a job, and but yeah, Melissa, just let me know. Uh, well, I even though I hope to see you again on Discord. I totally understand that you have that you're focusing on your job, so I totally understand. But it is always nice to see him, and it is great to have Chris back in the fold. All right, so let me just let Brandon-san know. And this is also a good time to go get snacks and drinks and stuff like that. Okay, Brandon. I like to be on a team. Sure. Well, we'll find out if season 3, as it is right now, it's a best of 3. So, as you can see, the uh, Milwaukee Brewers are ahead in the series 1-0, and if they win this game, then the series is over. But if Houston wins, then there will be a deciding game 3. So, you may join in season 4. So, I have no problem with that. Let me see. Oh yeah, Cole. Let me get him too. Let me get Mr. Coltrane. Okay. All right, cool. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy to see Melissa, James Gamer and Chris, Double C, CKO. And then let me just get Jamar. I'll have to go to Twitter to let him know. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm hoping that there's no any serious issues with buffering, because if there is, let me know. Okay. And then, oh yeah, that's right. And then Patty, and then, let's see, where's Patty? Oh, there she is, Patty. Let me double check to see if anyone came in. Oh, hey, what's up, Brandon? You're just in time. Yep, Brandon's here. Okay. And then finally, Crushing Kelly. Let me also check again in the chat. Hey, what's up, Azriel Black? I may as well ask you, Mr. Black, and that is, um, next season I'm gonna have the Universal DH on. So, given the fact that you're a pitcher, do you want to stay as a pitcher, or do you want to be a field player? Like, basically anything that's not a pitcher. Uh, I'll let you think about that. Let me just get our good friend KK, and she'll be up next. So, let me get her here. we'll see what happens here. And then Brandon says Azrael. Yes. The heck? Okay, that's kind of weird how it disconnected and then reconnected. It's kind of weird, but okay. Well, at least we got what we need to get. So with that said, let's get on with our game. And I hope you guys got your snacks in and everything. Okay. And with that, let's play it. Okay. So, the Astros are one loss away from not only losing and being eliminated, but for the Milwaukee Brewers to win this game and win their first ever World Series, albeit in video game form, but a World Series nonetheless. And in fact, this is their first appearance since 1982.
Inside American Family Field in Milwaukee,
Yeah, 1982,
where the roof is closed for comfort.
when they have,
Game 2 of
when
the World
in
Series
real life they had
between
made their
the
first
Houston
and
Astros
to date
and
in
the
real life
Milwaukee
their
Brewers.
only World Series appearance, albeit as an American League team, but here they're a National League team.
Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. I'm joined by
And I
Mark
will say
DeRosa
this though,
and
the
Dan
fans
Plesac
have
and
been
Danny, an
amazing
important ball game coming up
throughout
here
the
in Game 2.
throughout the playoffs.
Well,
I mean,
first
they were
game of the
amazing
three-game
in
series is
what
so
turned out to
important.
be the
It puts
clinching
the
game
opposition
in
up against the ropes right
divisional
away,
series.
and it allows you to be
They were great in Game
going
2
for the win in Game 2.
when or actually no, that was Game 1 of the
build-up
division
to this
series.
one is just about over.
In the championship
It's time
series,
for all the drama
it was in
of
Game
World
2 where they had the
Series
greatest
baseball
comeback
on the show. And we'll have it for you
on the show,
next.
and then you have tonight. And if they can pull it out as they have this whole postseason, then they are poised to win. And for Houston, this is nothing new to them. I mean, they have been down in the series against Detroit, in which they had to win twice in order to make it happen. So that is what is at stake here.
Brandon Woodruff will be on the bump for Game 2 of
Turn
the
this
series.
down a little
Dan,
bit.
any
There we go.
thoughts?
Well, you know, his last one wasn't very good. He only pitched into the second inning.
And
but he was
Brandon
lucky that
Woodruff
his team scored some runs and bailed
is
him out, and he was able to get
recordless
no
at this
decision.
point.
They're looking
But as
for a
far
lot
as
more.
his first hitter,
Coming up is
that man is Brandon Cuevas.
set for baseball here this
And of
evening.
course, the last time that we had Brandon Cuevas, he was the designated hitter. But being that this is his first and only appearance in a National League park, he is not the DH. He's going to be on the field, so he'll definitely help with his presence defensively.
And a good pitch there as this is swung on and missed for the first of the ball game. Didn't mess around much that bad, Dan.
No, that was pretty impressive, Matt. I really like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. And right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else. 3 straight heaters and go grab some bench.
All right, so Brandon goes down. Now it's up to me.
As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1.
And there you see I have 1 home run, but that 1 home run was a big one because if I don't make that, if I don't hit that home run, there's a good chance that Detroit would have beaten us. But there you go. I just hit another home run. My second of the postseason.
A solo shot down the line in right, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead.
I mean, that silences the crowd.
Why some players make so much money
So I have a feeling that you know, Houston's not going to want to is not going to lie down for anything. I mean, they know that their backs are against the wall. I mean, we've been through it, and Milwaukee would be under the biggest delusion if they think that Houston's just going to, you know, lay down and die. So if you're Brandon Woodruff, you just have to put that one behind you and just keep it a one-run game. And if you're Houston, you definitely want to pile it on.
Hey, Giro, one of the things you have to be aware of as a hitter from Carl Dixon, he'll call that high strike. Yeah, he will. So you better.
And, well, got him looking. That's a strikeout for Woodruff, his second one, after he had already struck out Brandon there. All right. Well, up next is Kyle Tucker. Turn down my TV a little bit. Maybe that might do it. All right.
2 out, nobody on.
Oh, a bit too inside.
Pretty good pitch right there.
I mean, of course, Tucker's another guy that he hit that game-winning home run against
1 and 2 now.
against the Yankees in Game 2 to, you know, clinch their place in the World Series. Of course, both teams had the same amount of games to get here. They each had a sweep, and then they each had a series in which they had to win in 3 games. And a pop and not a pop out, but a foul ball. 2-2 is the count. Fouls it away.
Another try at 2-2.
Now Woodruff
This guy's a hard guy to put away. He's fouling off some tough pitches. 2-2 count. He just
has to dial it in, and obviously he wants to keep his pitch count low as possible, and that's a good way to do it. 3 strikeouts, but yours truly, TJ Toad, hit a big one. And the Astros strike first. They draw first blood. And at the end of 1 half, it is 1-0 Houston. And of course, you have Justin Verlander, who himself is also recordless, as he has no wins but no losses either. So in other words, he had 2 no decisions. But then you have Colton Wong to start off with. And for the, well, he tries to go for a bunt, but missed. But in his last 6 games, he has as many RBIs. Kind of curious as far as Chris Clark, if he's still watching this, like what job that he got. Anyway, 0-2 is the count.
Verlander has certainly had a lot of good days on the mound as a big leaguer. He's been around the league for a long time, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. And in that time, he's earned.
And for Justin Verlander to get ahead 0-2 is a benefit to him, but he missed that one. But I guess he was kind of hoping that Colton Wong would just swing anyway. But you know, Wong, you know, definitely much better than that. But he is going to protect if he needs to. Oh, got him on the corner. On the upper outside corner. And of course, Wong not too happy about that, but it was close.
Not this time. I think that was actually a good take, but on 2 strikes, anything that close can go either way.
And up next is crushing Kelly Baker Black. And of course, when it comes to batting average, she is leading the team in batting average. Is Kelly. So KK one thing that it would help her it would help for her team to do. Can't even talk. One thing that would help her team would be to get a big hit, or at the very least, get on base. Anyway, count is 2-1. Another thing that Kelly could do, as far as Justin Verlander is concerned, is to drive his pitch count up, or just get a hit and get on base. So, all right, so a hit for crushing Kelly. All right, so Avis Garcia has had a bit of a... Whoa, wait a minute, wait. And a stolen base by crushing Kelly. So not only can Kelly hit, she can also run too. Look at this. Stolen base for crushing Kelly. Oh.
Baker leads off second with one gone in the inning. Ball 10.
That's a pretty tough spot for him to deal with.
Just thought I should check to see if anyone's trying to send me a message or anything.
And now he's got the three-hitter salivating in a good hitter.
And I realize that for some this is a very late stream, and I understand that. I just had to take care of some things. Oh, that was... She could have almost got picked off. She almost got picked off there. Was crushing Kelly. But I have to think that it's driving Justin Verlander nuts. However, Garcia popped it up, and that's 2 down. So now it's going to take a well-placed hit in order to, drive in Kelly. So we've already seen the first 3 batters. Up next is going to be Jamar Games. But Narvaez, that's a guy that's going to have to step up his batting because, he's in the middle of the order, and that's a big thing. That's a big place to hit. So now it's going to be up to Jamar to tie the game. And, ooh, good shot there, but missed. So yeah, very good, good hit there, but not enough to get a. Well, that's a good opposite field hit, and it looks like Crushing Kelly's going to go for it, and she does. And of course, in not being able to get Kelly, Jamar was able to hit and run, and as a result, Milwaukee ties the game up. Well-placed hit, and just great running speed there by Crushing Kelly. Well, so far it is 1-1. And as for Justin Verlander, he's approaching the pitch count that Woodruff had gotten up to. Anyway. Oh! Let me do that then. Okay, hopefully that helps. I hope that helps. I also had to lower the device there. There we go. Hey, what's up to Deshaun Williams, though? But yeah, Crushing Kelly, is that better? And also, thanks to Jamar, that does it, TJ, thanks. So, thanks to, well, first of all, you got a hit, and then you stole second base, and then by the time Jamar gets up on base, he makes a well-placed hit, and then you just simply ran, you were able to score from second, even though it wasn't a well-placed hit. It was just that you were fast, and Jamar was able to get an RBI, so Crushing Kelly was able to score the tying run, the game-tying run, excuse me. 1-1. What? All right, so Carlos Correa now up to a 1-2. Hey, what's up, Joker? Oh yeah, there was one. Uh-oh. Well, he does hit a double, and for a moment I thought that was going to be foul, but it stayed in. But however, it was a very lucky bounce because it goes over the fence, and that's good enough for a ground rule double. Unfortunately, no, your team's not playing. In fact, as far as Milwaukee is concerned, if they win this, they win the World Series, though. As far as I remember, oh, that's right, you were on the Atlanta Braves, and you guys did make it to the semifinals, but then you got beat by the Milwaukee Brewers. So yeah, had the Atlanta Braves won that series, then yeah, it would have been you. It would have been your team against Houston. So yeah. Okay, so Brooklyn Joker's gonna go for KK to win. Not a. Thanks, Joker. I'm sorry. Thanks, Joker. But anyway, up next on the plate is Cole Weston, and if he can get a big hit, then Houston will regain the lead. Fouls it away, still at 1-2. I mean, for Woodruff, if you can get him out, or at the least get the lead runner out, then you've definitely limited the damage there. Not her team. Aw. I mean, which of course is the most Joker thing to do. Anyway, now the count is up to 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Brewers are my favorite team, Joker. Well, I will say this though, even though I am streaming tonight, I highly doubt that I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming on Sunday. So I mean I will be dropping in on Blaze's show. But really, I'm just taking a week off or a weekend off from. Oh, look at this shot over here, and it's gone. And Yuli Gurriel again, proving to be the one guy that has been consistent thus far, and Houston takes the lead, 3-1. That's one thing you didn't want to see is Gurriel get hot. Also, let me turn down my notifications because apparently it's getting a little. There we go. I will be going to a Brewers game with my dad on Mother's Day Sunday afternoon. And another big hit. And man, how are these guys getting these big hits? Well, yeah, this is very concerning if you're the skipper because you just cannot give up these kind of hits and give them up this early. I know that Woodruff has not had a very good postseason for the most part, but he's definitely got to settle down. Otherwise, this series will be tied up, and it goes back to Houston. But yeah, I'm happy that you. I mean, I'm beginning to think, boo my team. Get your booties moving. However, this is nothing new as far as the Brewers because they have fallen behind, and really in the previous series against the Atlanta Braves, in all three of their games, they fell behind. But in games 2 and, well, they get the out at first, so that's 2 down. But yeah, in game 2 and in game 3, they came back to win, and of course that got them into the World Series. But I have to think that if you're the Brewers, you just have to bear down. Anyway, I don't want to be doing all the work, lol. I mean, of course, Patty's doing exactly what you expect her to do, and that is to, perform on the biggest stage. Anyway, up next is Brandon Cuevas, who struck out in the first. Fouls it off. He was 2 for 4 last game. And swung out and missed, though. It could have been a lot worse than it ended up being, but for Yuli Gurriel. Yeah, this was one guy you didn't want to see get a big hit. And not only that, but also hurt you on the scoreboard, and that's exactly what he did. Well, now it's going to be up to Milwaukee to get back in this. Of course, as I mentioned before, this is nothing new to them. And this includes this guy right here, Double E, Eduardo Escobar. And he was huge in that last series against Atlanta. Although right now he's down 0-2 in the count. And the last thing you want to do is give Justin Verlander a much comfortable lead, because he can run with it. He's proven to do it in his entire career. Fouls it off. I mean, he and Kane proved to be the difference makers, as Double E almost got hit with that pitch there. Also, I did want to ask Crushing Kelly something, but I'll mention it in the DMs after the game, so I don't want to put you on the spot there. But anyway, that was a good series there between Double E and Verlander. But up next is Patty Chase. And Patty's also been productive, not just with home runs, but also with, getting on base and stealing bases. In fact, I have to think that she's the team leader in stolen bases. And in fact, last game she was 3 for 4 with a home run. So it's not like Patty hasn't been able to produce, because she has. 2-1 is the count. And whoa, nice catch! And who was that? Oh, that was me. Wow, what a catch by your boy Toad. Remiel, the Angel of Purgatory. Hello? Anyway, oh, Frostbite. Oh, hey, what's up, Frostbite? Also, there's Lorenzo Cain. That's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane. And for the Brewers, they're going to need him right now. Or at the very least to get on base. But he was also a key piece in those Royals teams that made it to the World Series in 2 straight World Series, winning the latter in 2015. However, Verlander able to get a 1-2-3 type of inning there. I mean, it's still early, but at the end of 2, it is 3-1 Houston. And then There you see yours truly, your boy, Toad, already 1-for-1 with a home run. Oh, swing and a miss there by yours truly. I have frostbite. Well, I got caught looking there. Yeah, for Toad, I just have to look for a pitch I can hit, but also protect, but also don't swing at any old thing. That's what I have to do against Brandon Woodruff. Are you serious? They're adding 2 new... Charlotte and Nashville. Okay, that's great and everything, but I well, that's going to impact my decision on whether to get the next game. You know, whether they're going to be included or not. Because if they're not included, I'm like, you know what? I can just wait another game. It's fine. And have only 4 teams in each division. That's actually a good idea. But there is always the question about, you know, the Oakland Athletics, especially given the fact that as far as Oakland is concerned, I mean, it's, you know, that situation in Oakland is an absolute mess. I don't know how you can. There's no other way to put it. I mean, that that stadium, the fan base, although it's not the fan base's fault, it's just the fact that the ownership just they practically gave up on the A's and are just trying to tank so that they can get the heck out of Oakland. And well, and a stolen base by yours truly, TJ Toad. But no, as far yeah, oh okay, so they're moving to Vegas in 2026. I'm like, just put them out of their misery. Come on. Yeah, I can totally see that for the Brewers though. But no, man. I mean, if you're gonna move to Vegas, just do it now, or at least do it when the stadium is ready. But still, I mean, there's just no. I mean, if you want fans to continue to support the team, you know, lower the ticket prices. Do what you have to do, or put on a winning product. Come on, man. Yeah, I mean that's the projection unless they decide to start making a winning team. I mean it's an embarrassment really, and in fact it in fact embarrasses and frustrates me to the fact that, you know, if you're gonna go out with a bang, not with a whimper. I mean, really, your fans definitely deserve better than what they're getting. Although right now Houston is doing is doing well, especially against Woodruff, as Woodruff he's struggling. Hey, what's up, Triple Beat? Well, never mind. As Woodruff actually gets a fielding out, 2 down. One division will be the Twins, Brewers, Cubs, and White Sox. Awesome. But yeah, great to see Triple Beat. I try my best to. Of course, the only problem with the morning wood is just because it's way too early, and then by the time I do get up, the show's already over. But I have to go to work. And another big hit, and it's out of here. Goodness gracious! I mean, what has gotten into Houston, and what and then we're and yet what's wrong with Woodruff? I mean, he's just getting battered all the time, man. Oh, I see. It is way too early. Yeah, I know. Chilling after work. Ah, there we go. But yeah, but I am taking a weekend off of WWE. I'm still working with my good friend Arkham 500. Um, anyway, a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Weston, but the damage is already done as Carlos Correa, much like Gurriel before him, hits a 2-run home run, and the Astros lead 5-1. 52 teams? I mean, that for one, that definitely dilutes the product because now you have a bunch of guys that are either wannabes, what is it, washouts, has-beens, things like that. So, I mean, but then again, it is kind of to be expected as far as expansion and things like that. Yeah, and that is kind of disappointing given the fact that Carlos Correa, especially before then, was a player that you could depend on, at least from a team standpoint. Well, let's see if Woodruff hits better than he pitches, because right now he's struggling. Of course, one thing I'm not a big fan of when it comes to MLB is the commissioner himself. I mean, Bud Selig was one thing, but I'm sorry, the the commissioner, I forgot his name already, but the current commissioner is just an absolute joke. Rob Manfred, that's his name. Yeah, Manfred is. I mean, the guy is a piece of work, really. And that's really the nicest thing I can say about him is that he's a piece of work. But but yet he makes Roger Goodell, look like a genius in comparison, really. But yeah, if I was the commissioner, not that I am, but if I was, I would not expand. I would try to make the teams that I still have, competitive, before I start expanding. And if you want people to come to the games, don't make it expensive. Make it affordable. Now, sure, I understand that not everyone's gonna, be at every game, but at least make the experience a fun one. That's just me, though. Anyway, 2 outs already for Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is just so far the one of the bright spots is of course our good friend Crushing Kelly, but as she said before, she can't do all the work by herself. Yeah, last 3 games she's had a triple and 5 RBIs. And well, good hit, but hit right to the first baseman in a 1-2-3 inning. I mean, Houston, I will give them credit. They're not giving up, and plus, they're ahead in a game they need to win. Anyway, I'll be doing 3 Pokemon episodes on the next week's Morning Wood. I don't want to overdo wrestling stuff. The plan is Pokemon Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 2K Thursdays and or Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thanks, Triple B. Well, back up now is Yuli Gurriel. And so far, Woodruff is still on the mound. I'm surprised he's still there, given the fact that he struggled. But if nothing else, at least get the relief pitchers ready. Brewers in the AL will be different. Oh, you mean they're gonna move the Brewers back in the American League based on the big expansion? Anyway, a strikeout for Woodruff, so he has 9 strikeouts. So at least he's not hurting when it comes to strikeouts, but he has to be consistent when it comes to putting zeros on the board and giving his team the best chance to win. But yeah, that is actually news to me. I didn't know that the Brewers were going to be put back in the AL. And for the new teams that are going to be in, like who knows where they're going to be in? I mean, they could put a team in Sacramento for all I know. I mean, Charlotte and Nashville, they do make sense. Montreal would make sense, given the fact that they had a baseball team. Of course, another thing that does make sense in a different sport is for the Nordiques to come back in Quebec City. And maybe even bring back the Whalers too while they're at it. But that's another story. All right, so 3-2 is the count, and Woodruff is already at 70 pitches, and it's not even the 5th inning yet. I mean, to Houston's credit, they're making him work. Well, he hits it right to the third baseman, and they get another out. So good play by them. I have to check the list with all those new teams soon. All right. And a dribbler, and yeah, that's it. Well, that's the first 1-2-3 inning that Woodruff has had, so that's a good sign. Now the Brewers just have to get on base. They have to start attacking because right now is the best time, at least for them. But for Houston, on the opposite side, I mean, if you're Houston, the last thing you want to do is start giving up too many runs or start giving up the lead. And a good hit over the glove of the second baseman. So that's a hit. And that's another thing you don't want to do is give up hits. So that's a good hit to start off with. Four-seam fastball to Avisar Garcia and was able to get it up just a little bit over the glove. But now here is Jamar Games, who is the man responsible for the 1 run on the board. I mean, Charlotte is the Queen City, but I'm not talking about Charlotte Flair, though. Even though she, does come from the Queen City, though. Oh, that's right. I do remember that Portland um, had always been trying to get that makes sense because at least as far as Portland is concerned, I do remember that a number of years ago, back in the 70s, when baseball was far more popular then as opposed to now. But I remember back then, well, actually not back then, but I remember there was this story about how they wanted a team, did Portland, and they tried to come up with with enough money to build a stadium, but they never could, uh, they couldn't raise enough money to build a stadium, and not only that, it was their inability to get that it prevented the league from granting a franchise to the to the Portland city. Rays might move to Montreal, which probably is the best thing that could happen, given that Tampa Bay even though the Tampa Rays are doing pretty well record-wise, but the thing about the Tampa Bay fans is that, aside from the few diehard fans, that place is not a good place to have a baseball team, and they've proven it, as they've only ever showed up when the team wins, which, all right, fair enough, but you want a fan base that's going to be there even when you're not doing so well, like the Sacramento Kings, for instance. But that's another story. Frostbite, where are you getting this info? So Rockies are moving to the AL, and the Expos are going to be going to the NL. Yeah, they were a National League team back then, so it makes sense. And not to mention, they do have their old rivalries with. And by old rivalries, I'm talking about their playoff rivalries that they had with the Dodgers. Um, and of course, one thing that MLB YouTube sites. Anyway, Narvaez does get on base with a walk. As much as we were busy talking about the expansion, Milwaukee does have 2 runners on base. That's the most they've had at any one time. And if they're going to cut into the lead, they got to do it now. Fandom and more. And for Milwaukee, another thing they can do is drive up the pitch count, but also not whiff like that. But that's a great pitch, though, by Verlander, though. Swing and a miss, and that's another strikeout. I mean, he really fooled him there. So, I mean, what can I say? Verlander, he comes in clutch when they need him. I mean, as much as I would have to think that Houston wanted to save Verlander for, the clinching game 2, it's Milwaukee that's the one that's on the verge of clinching. But instead, a pop-up fly that I catch, and and Houston escapes with their 5-1 lead still intact after the end of 4. Well, I mean, Verlander was MVP in the league one time. I do remember that. Also a Cy Young winner as well. Although Woodruff, not the worst, not the best for wear, I would say. Although, really, the only person that's struggling on the Houston Astros, outside of course, Verlander, since he's not really a hitter, he's a pitcher, uh, that being Brandon Cuevas. It's kind of funny that you have 2 Brandons, so I'll just go by their last name for the moment. So right now, Cuevas having a bit of trouble, so we'll see if Woodruff can continue his strikeout streak against him. Although you almost hit him in the elbow pad, but not quite. And well, that was a slider that almost hits Brandon again. So now the count is tied. We'll now make it a 3-2 count, a full count now. And for Woodruff, he's, outside of getting those strikeouts, he hasn't really put away enough guys to, you know, he hasn't really pulled away or put away a number of guys consistently. That's the thing that's hurt him in this game so far. Although he did put away Cuevas once again, as Cuevas struggling to get anything going. And sometimes when you try to do too much, you swing at anything and you pretty much put yourself out. So that's 3 strikeouts in a row against Cuevas for Woodruff. And of course, I am 1 for 1 with a home run and a walk. Look at Acuna. Oh, you mean Acuna? Oh, I'm trying to remember his whole name though. Acuna Jr. I think his name is. Oh, Ronald Acuna Jr. Yes. And of course, Woodruff, knowing full well that I was the one that hit a home run off of him, I have to imagine he's a bit paranoid. But it's like, dude, you're already down. You might as well take a chance. All right, so he gets a 3-2 count. Of course, Atlanta's not that far off from winning a World Series, so. But I just hope one day that Milwaukee IRL can win a World Series because they've been a long-suffering fan base. I believe they deserve a World Series at some point. All right, so 2 down. I'll tell you one thing. Even though Woodruff is getting the guys out, he's struggling to do so, and that's the thing that's going to hurt him. I mean, and not to mention the fact that he's already given up 5 runs. Oh, good hit, but foul. Ooh, for a moment I actually thought that might have been a strike, but again I don't see what the umpire is seeing. Also, I may as well ask, Frostbite, Kelly, or anyone else that's watching baseball IRL, like how different is it, especially with a pitch clock, given the fact that this game came out before the pitch clock became a thing. And hits it the other way does. Oh, I forgot who was on base though. That was a good hit. Oh, Brigman, nice opposite field hit for him. You like the new rules because I know that a lot of old school fans don't like it, but well, it looks like the skipper's about to, just you know put Woodruff out of his misery because, like I said, that was just not a good performance. He knows it. At least I can say for certain that I know he would have wanted to perform a lot better than that. But up next is Adrian Hauser, and he does have an ERA of 0.000. So we'll see how he does in relief. And his first order of business is to take care of Kyle Tucker. Changeup that's a little bit too low and a bit too inside. And that was a bit too high. I mean, heck, those are two guys that I'd be happy to have on any uh, Major League Baseball team. It's just the problem with the team that they're both on, the Angels. Management hasn't been able to build around the team. Oh, I'm not sure if the ball hit the runner, but it didn't. So that's 2 runners on base for Houston, and they have another chance to add to that. Pardon my quietness, a little tired. Oh, okay. Azarena? And what a shot! And this could be, I believe. It's gone. A no-doubter by Carlos Correa. I mean, this game has turned into a runaway, man. Randy Arozarena. Okay. And crushing Kelly with the face palm. And understandably so. I mean, because in game one, in game one, well, big shot out there, but yeah, in game one, it was Houston that was struggling, and not just their hitters, but pitchers as well. But here, the roles have been reversed. And hits it the other way, but hit right to Kelly, and they get the out at first, but the damage again done. I mean, just due to the fact that Woodruff and then later Hauser couldn't get the job done in putting away anybody at the plate, whether it be but through groundouts or strikeouts, but instead either giving up hits or walks. I mean, they put themselves in a bad spot. I mean, the game's not over. We all know that, but this is something that they'll have to clean up should the Brewers end up losing this game. I mean, it's not over, of course, but it's something to consider. That's a good question because the Brewers, like I said, they had a great game in game one. And sure, the score was 6-1 at the time, but here it's 8-1. A Rosarena. Oh, a Rosarena, okay. But still. And Verlander, of course, I have to think that with the sizable lead that he has, you know, he doesn't have to rush anything. He doesn't have to overthink. He can just do whatever he wants to do. However, right now, Kane is smart enough not to just swing at anything. Okay, 3-0 at this point. Well, if at this point, if you're Milwaukee, you'll just take any free base you can get. I mean, of course, I have to think that Verlander is aware that Kane, he's got the power. So he knows that's got to be Kane. So I have to think that it'd be better to, well, goes for the bunt. Wait, did they get the out at first? They got the out at second. They tried to go for the sacrifice, or not the sac. Yeah, they tried to go for the bunt, or what is it? The squeeze play. That's what it was called. Sorry, but unfortunately, it was unsuccessful as they got the lead runner out, and it hit right to the center fielder, and already it is 2 down. All right. Well, up next is Crushing Kelly. Yeah, they nearly got a double play out of that. Yeah. Oh, got her right on the bottom inside corner. 1-1. Too high. Oh, perfectly pitched, and all right, so 2-2. Now Kelly has to protect. A bit too inside, and now it's a full count. So if you're Kelly, you got to protect. And if it's too far away, then you don't swing and you just take the free base. Oh, that's a good shot. And this could be, I believe, out of here. Crushing Kelly. Just like that. It's now a 5-run game, so this might not be over. There you see Benny. I mean, Crushing Kelly, what did you eat? I'm like, girlfriend, how did you get this much muscle? Look at this. I mean, like, like, what did you eat? But that's a big hit, though. And if nothing else, it should definitely help Milwaukee slowly but surely get back in this. I ate my Wheaties, lol. Now, of course, if you're Verlander and the Houston Astros, I mean, obviously you don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but you certainly don't want to take them lightly here. Ooh, I thought for a moment that would have been a strike, but I guess a bit too low for the umpire. All right, 2-2 is the count. Fouls it away. And good hit. And it's out of here again. Back-to-back jacks. Well, I have said it in the past that, the Brewers have fallen behind before, and sometimes they would fall behind big, but they're never out of it until it is. But now it is a 4-run lead. Yeah, I mean, he hit it so well, I couldn't even stop it. Well, up next is Jamar. Again, he got the first run of the game early in the game. Yeah, 1 for 2 for a single and an RBI. Well, now if you're Justin Verlander, at this point he is up to 81 pitches, so he may be starting to tire out a little bit. Fouls it away, 1-2. Oh, bit too low. Yeah, that was very early in the game. Yeah, it was 1-1 to tie the game at that time. But yeah, you got a 2-run home run. Oh, that's a good shot, but a bit too high and not far enough. Well, the Brewers do get a 3-run inning out of that. Now the question is, can they hold hold the Astros to 8 runs and not give up any more? And it starts with putting away this guy, and that is Yuli Gurriel. Hits it the other way, but this time hit right to the second baseman, and they get the out at first to Patty. 1 down. Up next is Michael Brantley, who got that ground rule double in the second. Hits it the other way. No, not quite a home run just yet. But yet another double. I mean, great. Great hit there by Brantley. Well, up next at bat is Verlander. I mean, one of the things that can kill your confidence if you're a pitcher is to give up a hit to the opposing pitcher. And if you're Hauser, you got to dial it in. You got to get him to, to swing. Obviously, you don't want to give up a big hit, but at this point, you're not going to get him to swing wildly. You got to get it close. Dial it in. Of course, I don't have to say anything about Verlander. He knows what he has to do. All right, so that's one inside with that sinker. And he hits it right to Kelly, and Kelly gets the out at first to Patty Chase. 2 down. And, of course, if you're Brandon, if he can get out of this funk that he's in, I mean, he's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And obviously he struggled against Brandon Woodruff. Let's see how he does against Hauser. Swings at it, 0-1. Well, way too low, and Brandon was not going to swing at that. Quite a bit, quite a ways inside, and Brandon not going to swing at it. I think he's adjusted pretty well, but for Hauser, he needs to adjust. All right, well, you got a piece of it, 2-2. And he hits it, but not far enough. And that was a 1-2-3 inning for the Brewers. They needed an inning like that. Up next is going to be Narvaez, Double E, and Patty Chase. So Narvaez does have a walk, so that definitely helps his batting average a little bit. But if Milwaukee's going to make a serious run, it's going to have to start with him either getting on base again, either by way of a walk or by getting a big hit. And for Verlander, he's now at 86 pitches, so if you're Milwaukee, I mean, this is a good chance to jump on him. And in the meantime, you have Phil Maton and Christian Javier warming up in the pen. Swing and a miss. And opposite hits it. Could it drop? Well, not quite. I mean, good run, though, by, I believe that's Kyle Tucker. Yeah, that's Kyle Tucker who got it. 1 down. And then you have Double E, Eduardo Escobar, who is 0 for 2, surprisingly. I would have thought that he would have been more impactful, but let's see if he's made the adjustment this third time around. Swing and a miss. Ooh, good 12 o'clock curveball, though. I'm not very good with pitches, in case you couldn't tell. Anyway, 2-2. So right now for Escobar, he's got to protect. Or you could just get hit with the ball and take your base. And if it wasn't obvious that Verlander may be tired, that might be another thing. But yeah, that was a bad pitch there, as Double E just got hit in the buns. But now you have Patty Chase, who is also 0 for 2. Of course, let's see if she's made the adjustment, much like Double E has. Oh, good hit, but fouled away. I have to think that if Patty can get on base, she can definitely do some damage with the base stealing. Hits it the opposite way. Whoa! What a catch by your boy Toad! Wow! I'll tell you one thing, your boy Toad is making some great catches, man. Because if anybody else probably would not have gotten that, but I did. Man, what a big show off I am. But now, oh, good hit, but hit right to the second baseman, and they get the out at first. I mean, they had a good start, but unfortunately, they couldn't finish it, and it still remains 8-4. Nice catch, says Triple B. Yeah, indeed. I will say that was a really good catch. I did not expect that, but speaking of yours truly, here I am. Although really, if it was someone else, she probably would have. Oh, good shot by yours truly. Oh man, I thought for a moment Jamar was gonna get it, but just a little bit too far away, and I get a double. Man, I'm just killing you guys here. Okay, let's see what happens here. What's this? Okay, so we're bringing in someone new, Brad Boxberger, and he actually has a winning record of 2-0 in the 6 games that he has been in relief. He has 2 wins onto his record, so let's see if he can bring some stability as far as Milwaukee's concerned, because right now the game is starting to get away from them. All right, so the count is 1-2. Oh, again, just continues to foul it off, does Bregman. Oh, welcome back, Chris Clark. Swing and a miss, and that is a strikeout. Well, that's pretty good for Boxberger, as Boxberger, I will say this, though, he's been very consistent in a good way, as he has done well in this postseason in the 6 prior appearances that he's had. Oh, and that was a check swing that managed to stay fair, and that's going to draw in another run. And safe at second, but now it's 9-4. I mean, that was just a check swing, and yet that was still good enough to get a double out of that. Oh, but here's another guy that's really been killing the Brewers. I mean, he's already got 2 home runs. It's safe to say that without those 2 home runs, this would be a much closer game. Dang it! And he's 3 for 3. Yeah, that is true. They overcame against Atlanta, so it's never really over until it is over. Fouled away. But that is true though. Well, got caught looking did Correa. That's the first time that he's gotten out. I guess he must have thought that Boxberger was going to struggle just like the guys before him, but no, Boxberger did exactly what he needs to do. Although here's a guy that I really thought was going to break out, but he is 0 for 3, and that's Cole Weston. Wait, what is Chris? I may as well mention. Oh, Atlanta. Oh, hmm. I mean, of course, I have. Well, anyway, I wanted to mention next season. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So yeah, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Um, I might have to make a special video to explain how it works. Uh, I mean, I could explain it now, but it's kind of hard to explain without being able to showcase it, if you will. Um, but the gist of it is that we have 30 players on the roster, and there are 30 teams. Whoa! What a hit! But better yet, that was a huge catch. Wow, big play there by Double E. Even though his bat hasn't done him any well, but his glove certainly did. That was a great catch by Eduardo Escobar. And up next is, I think that's a pitch hitter, Tyrone Taylor. And in fact, this is his first appearance in the postseason, so this is new for him. But anyway, the gist of it is that there are 30 players, 30 teams. I'm gonna put a player on each team, and then have some of those teams go head to head, and then the team that wins gets to draft in the star players, the created players services. So let's say, for example, your Chris Clark is in Atlanta and Crushing Kelly is in Milwaukee. Let's just pretend. And then let's say that uh, that Chris Clark wins, or rather the Atlanta Braves win. Then Crushing Kelly would have to join Atlanta, and the reverse is true. If if the Brewers win, then you would have to join Milwaukee. That's just one example. I mean, I could uh, go into it much greater detail, but I think it'd be better for me to illustrate in a video. But that's the gist of it. So think of it as what is it? The Fortnite Battle Royal, except with MLB teams, and you have to play games in order to recruit your teammates, so to speak. So something like that. But of course, I'll go over it with in much greater detail at the start of that. Yeah, the loser gets drafted to that person's team. Yes, but that's going to start at season 4, by the way. Hey, what's up, Iron Smasher? How you doing, man? 2-1 is the count. Although tomorrow, if somehow I do get extra time, I might do a game. I might do something different, but it won't be WWE though. And does it drop? No, it does not. They do have a runner at first though. One down. Although it looks like they're going to bring in a new pitcher. And of course they're going to take out Verlander. But I will say this though. Verlander did exactly what Houston needed him to do. Especially if they wanted to tie the series up and force a Game 3 back in Houston. But for now, Christian Javier, making his 5th appearance. We'll see how he does. And we'll see how the Brewers do now that Verlander is no longer on the mound. And we'll see how. Let's see if Crushing Kelly can crush another one. But she does get a foul ball, so it's 0-1. I may as well ask Triple B, like, how you doing, man? I just wanted to make sure that you're doing pretty well. It goes off the glove, and wow! I'll tell you what, though. Crushing Kelly can not only does Crushing Kelly not only is she able to crush a ball for a home run, she can run. She's fast. Wait, what do you mean, Jose? I'm good, bro. I'm editing my next pay-per-view at the moment. Oh, really? I well, you don't have to tell me what it is, but you can tell me when it is gonna be or what the time frame of that will be. But yeah, Crushing Kelly. Not only can she hit a ball out of the park, she can get infield singles. Oh, you mean good God Almighty? There's nothing wrong with saying his name. You just can't say uh, his name in vain. That's the thing. But yeah, well, no, it's not 9-5. It's 9-4. But still, the Astros are ahead. But anyway, as far as good hit there, but fouled away. It's going to be King of the Mountain pay-per-view. Night 1 wraps up 2020 2K22. Hits it the other way, and it's fair. And this could drive in a couple of runs. 1 and 2. And just like that, it's now a 3-run game. Big hit there for Avisar Garcia as he hits it down the line. Night 2 is a men's tournament for the Undisputed Championship. Awesome. But Avisar Garcia, big hit there. All right, well, it looks like they're having much better luck with Javier than they did with Verlander. But let's see how Jamar does here. 1 out already. And with a man on second, of course, Jamar, I have to think he's going to try to adjust for Javier, but he does swing and miss that time. Not this weekend, looking like next weekend for both night 1 and 2. Oh, okay. I'm still trying to work something out with my good friend Arkham 500. And that's another reason I'm not planning anything in terms of WWE for this weekend. Again, not just because I want to rest and recuperate from that, but also, ooh, good hit, but not far enough. And definitely not far enough for Garcia to advance to third. Yes, left is balls, right is strikes as far as the count. Yes, that is true. Ooh, good hit, but whoa, nice catch there by the ball boy. But it's foul. 2-1. Strike down the middle. So far, 0 for 2 with a walk. If Milwaukee's going to get closer to the lead or closer to cutting it, he's got to get on base. And at the bat is Double E. I mean, you have Big E, but that's Double E. Ooh, good hit, but foul. And a bit inside, but nonetheless, though, a walk for Narvaez, and he'll gladly take it. A slutter? Oh, you mean a slider and combo, and cutter combo? I've never heard of that. A a slider cutter combo. I've never heard of that, but I imagine it does sound as nasty as it is. All right, so 2 men on base, but also 2 down, and now you have Phil Matten, who himself has also been pretty good on the mound himself. But I don't think he's ever taken on a batter the caliber of Eduardo Escobar. Switch pitchers. And what a shot! And is it going to stay fair? It does! It stays fair! And, well, they'll just take 1 run. I mean, of course, your boy Toad has a cannon for an arm. But what a hit there by Double E. And a big one at that. Oh, after the stream? All right. But so now that cuts it to a 2-run lead. And up next at the plate is Patty Chase. And Patty, despite the fact that she is 0 for 3, she has, however, made some big hits when they needed them. Yep, 2-run game. And, yeah, too high. Much too high. And I have to think that Matten is... I don't think he's... I have to imagine he's a bit more scared. And as well as he should be, given the fact that Milwaukee has come back many times before. Two and one is the count. Hits it. It stays fair, but it stays fair long enough for the first baseman Correa to get it, and that ends the inning. But it does get to them. It does get them at the end of 7 to a 9-7 lead. Houston. It was so high, Stoners would be happy. Well, let's see who's coming in next. Who we got? I have to imagine the coach does have 2 pitchers on the mound or in the bullpen. I mean, you have the closer in the event that the Brewers should take the lead going into the top of the 9th, as well as another person in case they have to go to extra innings or go to the bottom of the, or go to the top without the lead or the game tied. Yeah, they still have the lead, but they got to get. So now you have to find a way to get Gurriel out because he and Correa have been killing the Milwaukee Brewers for the best part of the whole night. Stricklando? I think you meant to just say Strickland. But yeah, I do remember Hunter Strickland. I forget if he was part of those Giants teams that won, 3 championships in 5 years. This time he hits it, but he hits it right to the third baseman, gets the out at first to Patty, 1 down. And here's another guy that's been killing him, Michael Brantley, because while he hasn't scored any runs batted in, he has, however, gotten on base enough for the guys behind him, to score big runs. So another thing you got to do is try to get that man off base. Anyway, Eric Yardley and Brent Sutter warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And yeah, a bit too low and a bit too inside. And once again, he does the same thing with that slider. He's got to get it in. I mean, if he thought that Bradley was just going to swing at it, he's not going to do it. Suter. Sorry. Thank you. So yeah, Suter's in the pen as well. Thank you very much, Crush and Kelly. And I seriously mean that. And that one was way too high. Yeah, dude. Gotta calm down, man. You can't give up an easy base, but this time he manages to pop him up. And Jamar gets it out. 2 down. All right, so pitch hitting is going to be Yordan Alvarez. I've watched so many games with him in it. So yeah, I should remember the pronunciation. Yeah, that's true. Certain guys you've heard of, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Like I didn't know how to pronounce Giannis's last name, Antetokounmpo. Just because it was so weird. But then again, he is the Greek freak, so. Well, he hits it right to the second baseman. He hits it right to Wong. Good hit, but just right to him. Yordan. So yeah, good hit by Yordan, but just right to him. So Urias, Taylor, and I didn't even get a chance to see the last person, but Kendall Graveman, only his second appearance in this postseason. Of course, the Astros have done pretty well that they've only needed him one time before, so for him to get only a second appearance, that tells you something there. Hey, how's it going, Jet Strike? So Jet Strike, how do you feel about, the character Jet Strike, finally putting to bed the rivalry with Dragonheart? I mean, sure, even though your team did win, I mean, it's not like you didn't get out of that whole thing unscathed, because you definitely got your butt handed to you, but that's one of those matches that, that's going to happen. Feels great. Oh, Colton Wong, thank you. So you have Presley and Stanek in the bullpen. Oh, yeah, quite a bit a ways inside. 1 down already. I mean, this is a huge one, because if Milwaukee can tie or even go ahead, if they go ahead, they'll send in their closer. But if it's tied or if they're still behind, then I'd have to think that the other pitcher's going to get the nod. Well, now you have a walk to start off with for Kendall Graveman after getting one easy out. Code code gas. How do I pronounce that second word? I've heard of it, and it's a pretty good anime. Because Rain had a chance to break up the pinfall and he didn't. Yeah, unfortunately he didn't help his own cause. And as far as Rain and Chaos Elite, I mean, that series is tied 1-1. You know, especially after Brandon had won that triple threat match that not only tied up the series between Chaos Elite and Rain Sinclair, but he also gave Dragonheart's team the advantage in War Games. So, you know, so Brandon definitely Gios, and swing and a miss, and okay, well, not quite a. Oh, so that was a wild pitch. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. I didn't see what the pitch was though. 2-2 is the count. 3-2 now. And on deck right now is Crushing Kelly. So if you're Kendall Graveman, you would love to get a double play here and not have to face the wrath of Crushing Kelly. But instead he is, because that's back-to-back walks. And that's something you didn't want to do if you're Houston, is give up back-to-back walks and then have Crushing Kelly crush you. Yeah, and of course Brendan also became the North American champion as well. And you talk about crush, this is not something you wanted to see. Oh, for a moment I thought that was out. But just a little bit more and that would have been it. But, man, she gave it a ride. That was close. Just a few more feet and that would have put him over the top. Oh, gotta be heartbreaking. And if you're Kendall Graveman, you gotta be thanking your lucky stars now. But you're still not out of trouble, though. Ooh, got him right inside. Oh, he is? Oh, yeah, he is a triple away from the cycle, though. Although if he gets it, that'll tie the game. And, yep, too far away. Yep, too low and too outside. Fouls it off, 1-2. Ooh, swung at it. Probably should not have done that. And as a result, Houston escapes. I don't know how they did it. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but dude, that was a close call. Oh, and to answer Jose's question, a cycle is when a hitter, in no particular order, hits a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. Not necessarily in that order, but if you hit a single, double, triple, and a home run, that's a cycle. But if you hit a cycle in that particular order, that's what they call a natural cycle. And if you did it the other way around, then that's a backward natural cycle. But still, a cycle is a cycle nonetheless. And for Brandon Cuevas, he is 0 for 4. And if somehow he can break out of this funk, that's going to give Houston a chance to put some insurance runs on the board and make it near impossible for Milwaukee to get back in. I say near because it's not over until it is. But Brent Suter. If I said Sutter, I'm sorry. But yeah, Suter. And the best thing for him is to try to get Brandon out. Oh, pops it, but I mean, good hit, but fouled away. 3-1. And he hits it, but it is called foul, so still 3-2. And he hits it, but not far enough. 1 down. And yet, here's another guy that's done some damage. Here's what I did in the first inning. Look at this. Your boy Toad got his second home run of the postseason. That was much early in the game. Yep, your boy Toad. Although right now, Suter, I'm not sure if it's his delivery or if it's his mechanics or whatever, but well, he does get a ground out. Hits it. I hit it right to third, but they get the out at first to Patty. So 2 down. Well, at least Suter's doing what he has to do. At least at this point. And Bregman hits it right to Kelly, and Kelly gets it right to Patty Chase. That's another thing that's one thing that the Brewers have done pretty well, and that is the chemistry between Kelly and Patty. I have to think that, if Patty and Kelly didn't have, tag team partners already, I'd imagine they'd be a tag team. And they are here in this game. Ryan Presley on the mound for his third appearance, as he has had one save opportunity, and he made good on that one. But to do it, he's got to get through Jamar, and he's got to get through the remainder of the Brewers here. So Presley has a chance to get a save and force a Game 3. And for Jamar, he has only one hit to show for his efforts, but if Milwaukee's going to get back in, or tie the game rather, or even win, he's got to get on base. And he hits it, but he does not hit it far enough. I mean, bless Jamar. I mean, he's trying everything he can, but he just did not get a good hit on that one. 1 down. Narvaez 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Went too fast there. All right, 1-1. Two and one. I mean, of course, they were down, or actually, last time that they were in this situation, bottom of the ninth, the game was tied, so it's not like they were down. But even still, they've been in this position before. They know what to do. Well, now it's a full count. So now Narvaez has got to protect. Swing and a miss, and now Houston is 1 out away from tying the series at 1-1 and forcing a Game 3. I mean, Narvaez just, for the most part, has struggled. And coming in is Willy Adames. Right now, they're down to their last out. mean, at this point, whether you get a hit or a home run or just get a walk on base, at this point you can take anything you can get. So you just have to take what they give you. Ooh, nasty pitch there. But I have to think that if Adames can get on base, Patty can do something. A bit outside. Yeah, because he was a Tampa Bay Ray. Yeah, that's true. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So now they're down to their last strike. Too low. Big pitch here. He hits it, but he hits it foul. Count still up. Count still the same, I should say. And too low, so that gives him a walk. So now the pressure's on Patty. But being the world champion that she was, this is nothing new to Patty. She knows what she needs to do. She is 0 for 4. But if she can get a hit here, it could only help. Too low. And I have to think that Presley might have been watching some of Patty's exploits, so I have to think that he's very wary of what Patty can do. Hits it right over to the first baseman. She hits it right to Correa, and Correa was able to get the ball and tag the base, and Houston manages to hold on just barely by the score of 9-7, and for the Brewers, they'll have to go back on the road to Houston to try to win Game 3. It's not impossible. I mean, they managed to do it in the series with Atlanta, in which they went to Game 3 in Atlanta and they won. Yep, see you in Game 3, indeed. But I will say this, though. Congratulations to Houston and for the fact that Verlander proved to be the difference as far as pitching. Really, if Woodruff performed just a little bit better, of course, I definitely did my part with making some great catches and hitting a home run. But Correa also was another guy that, took advantage of the pretty subpar pitching on the part of not just Woodruff, but also Hauser. I just think that if they had pitched a little bit more better than they actually did, the Brewers would already be champions right now. But instead, Houston does win, and we'll end off the show. But I'll send you a DM, Crushing Kelly, as I mentioned before. I just didn't want to mention it publicly, so it's nothing too serious, just so you know. But all right, so let's take a look at the no, not the game log, the box score. I mean, of course, Brantley had 2 doubles. Those are the type of things that can kill you. But as bad as those ones were, the home runs from Correa, especially the 2 of them that he got, definitely didn't help. And the fact that Correa has 5 of the 9 runs, I mean, if you take those out, well, Milwaukee wins. And then I had a stolen base, but then Verlander definitely gets the win, as Presley does get a save. Just wanted to go through the box score really quickly. So yeah, Garcia and Escobar got doubles. Garcia also had a home run, as did our good friend Crushing Kelly. In fact, Garcia had 3 RBIs, which was great, but oh yeah, and also Crushing Kelly had a stolen base too. Didn't want to forget that. But yeah, really Woodruff and Hauser. I mean, those are the 2 guys that, well, I mean, mainly Woodruff, but yeah, because after after Hauser, Boxberger, Strickland, and Suter, they did a great job. But yeah, they're gonna have to not fall in the hole as they did tonight. But we'll have to find out what happens on Game 3. So with that said, I'm gonna call it a night. If I do have time tomorrow, I might do a game, a game that I haven't done or haven't done a stream of in a long time. But if not, I might do it on Sunday. But yeah, no WWE stream tomorrow or this weekend really. Just wanted to point that out there. So here, but at the least we'll show off who the starters are going to be. Freddie Peralta and Luis Garcia both have no decisions, but of course Peralta's uh, track record doesn't look very good with the ERA. So Peralta's going to have the best pitching performance of his life. But either way, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22 signing off. Thank you very much, Triple Beat. I appreciate that. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll probably be in other people's streams, like in the chat. But other than that, do stay safe, and more importantly, be very courteous to one another, and definitely treat other people right. You know, there's just a lot of negative things out in the world, and our job is to make it as positive as possible. That's just that's my PSA for the day. But until then, peace.